Go to page 79. That's where we're going to start today, page 79 in your grammar books. Page 79. Anybody have any big plans over the break time? Traveling, going anywhere? I know you guys, Christopher, you guys went on a big old cruise, so you're probably just going to stay home for Christmas, huh? Yeah. I don't have big plans either, actually. So, other than to sleep, A, sleep, B, eat. Sleep is first, eating is second. And C, maybe watch some movies, get lazy. I shouldn't admit that to you guys because I know I'm your teacher, but that's what I do when I don't have work. I just like, phew. Although I say that, and then we've got a farm, and you can't be lazy on a farm. So I have moments where I'm like chilling out, but 99% of the time, I'm either milking a goat or chasing a dog or trying to find a lost chicken or who knows what. Fixing a fence, building a barn, fixing a leaky roof, you name it. So really, I don't laze around much. Oh, you might be going on a cruise? Man, that's awesome. I've never done that. So let me know if you guys do and how it was. It just seems like the way to go where everything's at your fingertips. You know, they give you food and they just have all these activities and it's just so cool. All right, we're talking about the who, which clause and the that clause and the adverb clause, which you already know, all those clauses. And it says they add to a sentence. So normally you have like a plain, boring sentence, but when you add these things, these are why we put them in our writing as dress ups because they add to our writing. It makes it sound so much better. So this is what they're talking about in grammar today. So here's the who, which clause. It does contain a subject and a verb. All of them do. You'll see that on all these. Contain subject, verb, contain subject, verb. Every clause, even a main clause, has a subject verb pair. Is added to a sentence that is already complete. Is added to a sentence that is already complete. Is added to a sentence that is already complete. That's what they all do. Who, which, that, and adverb. Remember, the adverb is the WWW one. This is where they change up a little bit. The who, which clause obviously begins with the word who or which. The that clause obviously begins with the word that. And the adverb clause obviously begins with a WWW word. And then the commas, the comma rule can change. That's the biggest change between these three. The who, which clause, it says usually uses commas because it's usually in the middle of a sentence, right? You're saying something about either a person or a thing, who or which, and then you're continuing on. So it's like if it's a chunk in the middle of the sentence, you put commas around it. That clauses does not use commas. And then the adverb clause uses a comma before, but not after. Okay, that's a rule for the adverb clause. So down here it says, complete this exercise orally. That means you're just going to tell me the answers. And we've got 4. And no, just kidding. We've got 3. Anyway, we'll take turns on this. So it says, change the sentence by adding different types of clauses. There are multiple right answers. The cook could not find the cheese. That's your base sentence. That's what you're working with here. This is the main clause. The cook could not find the cheese. That's tragic if it's pizza or lasagna or some kind of, nachos, anything that takes cheese. That's pretty tragic if you can't find the cheese. So anyway, besides that, the cook who blank could not find the cheese. So this is something you guys can just make up. I'll start with Christopher. And you can just say it. You don't have to write it in. Just tell us what is a who clause we could put here. The cook who blank could not find the cheese. What's a who clause we could put here? The cook who was blind. That just came to my mind. The cook who was blind could not find the cheese. That would make sense. The cook who was on vacation could not find the cheese. The cook who was frustrated
The
could not
cook,
find the cheese. What do you think, Christopher?
the cook who was greedy.
Okay. Who was greedy? Maybe he is greedy with cheese. I don't know, but he couldn't find it. That'll work. We said was greedy, and was is technically a verb, so that works. Remember, it does have to have a verb in it. Um, let's try a that clause. This also needs a verb. How about Liana? The cook could not find the cheese that blank. How could you finish that sentence? Oops, you're muted. Oh, and now you're frozen. Uh-oh. There you go. You're unfrozen, but you're still muted.
Um,
The cook could not find the cheese that
the cook
maybe that he bought from the store, that he needed for the recipe, that the cook could not find the cheese that
probably that he needed for the recipe.
for the recipe that he
Mhm.
needed for the recipe. Okay, that works because you have needed, that's a verb, so that works. How about Tyler, the last one? The cook could not find the cheese when blank. Oh, are you putting it in the chat? Oh, you already got it. When he wanted to eat it. Okay, he's not going to cook with it. He's just going to bypass cooking and he's just going to go right to eating it. Maybe he's like, I don't know. Maybe he needs cheese to calm him down. You guys have probably never seen the Three Stooges before, have you? No. It's a black and white show. Way back, before my time, even. Anyway, there's this character, I'll just tell you, is Larry, Moe, and Curly. Those are the names of the guys in the Three Stooges. Have you ever heard of those names? Okay, it's a black and white show. Anyway, Curly is like hyper, like beyond hyper. Like if you've ever seen anybody have too much sugar or caffeine and they're just like ridiculously hyper, that's how he is. And the only thing that calms him down is cheese. So he goes, Larry Moe cheese, Larry Moe cheese, Larry Moe cheese. It's not funny to you because you haven't seen it. Maybe someday you will see that. It's on Netflix. Anyway, okay, moving on. I'm in a weird mood today. What can I say? Let's go on. How about Kaden? Since you haven't said anything yet, how about you read the sentence today?
Timmy couldn't easily digest their food because he needed fruits, nuts, and beans from his garden.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember what happened before this, but whose food is he eating? Do you guys remember what happened before this? Oh, let's see. Well, last week was when with catnap was the cat. Oh, the town mice offered him a fancy breakfast. Smelled good. Then what happened? Eggs in a cream sauce. Ew, that doesn't sound good to me. It was a dish with eggs and a cream sauce. Okay, so Timmy's like, okay, this is good, but what I need is fruit, nuts, and beans from his garden because he's used to eating vegetables. All right, I think I understand. Digest is our word today, and it means to break down food in the body, to digest it. You guys know that from science, I'm sure. Check. 6 nouns, Liana. Where are the 6 nouns? Oop, muted. I saw you say Timmy. That is one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, food,
Yes.
fruit.
Yes.
Is garden one?
Yes.
Beans.
Yes. One more.
Um, nuts.
Yes, good. Tyler, the pronoun. Did you already put it in there? You're like ahead of me, huh? You are. Well, his is not going to be a pronoun because it's telling whose garden it is. That's an adjective. There you go. He. It's he. Um, I gave away an adjective. His is an adjective. So what's the other one, Kaden?
Is it couldn't?
It is no, it's for food. We have the wrong there here. I think that's what's throwing us off. Did you notice that?
Oh, so it's there.
Yeah, but how should we spell it? If the food belongs to them.
Is it like with the I?
Yeah, so tell me how to spell it.
Their?
Yes, that's correct. And you're right, that becomes the adjective because it's telling whose food it is. Their food. Christopher, the ly adverb. That's easy, literally.
Easily.
Easily. Good. Christopher, again, what's the coordinating conjunction?
And
Good. I'm going to skip prepositional phrase. So, Liana, how about the adverb clause? This is the one that's a www word dot B.
because?
Yes, it starts with because. Do you know where it ends? Because pretty much all of it, right? Because he needed fruit, nuts, and beans from his garden, the whole thing. That's the adverb clause. Oops, whoa. So let's put AC there for that. Subject verb. All right, Tyler. Verbs. There's one, two, three, only three. Let's see, he's using the chat. Verbs, yes. Actions or linking or helping. Needed, yes, is a verb. Couldn't, the could part of couldn't. And not from. Did you say from? No, not from. So
I did.
could,
I did say from.
yeah, that's going to be the preposition. There's another verb in here.
Okay, is it uh and?
It's actually, no, it's actually our vocabulary word.
Oh, digest.
Digest. Digest means when you digest something in your stomach, it's breaking down the food, right? Yeah, that's an action. That's good. Those are the verbs. Kaden, what is the subject? There's two subjects in here.
Himmy
Yes.
and wait, where's he?
Yes, good. It's going to be inside that adverb clause because each one of those has a subject. Very good. Now the prepositional phrase, Christopher.
From his garden.
Good. From his garden. Check. Capital, easy. That's Timmy. Comma. We need a comma, Liana. Do you know what? Do we put one in or take one out? Do you remember? I'll give you a clue. There's a place we need to put one in, and it's because we're listing three things in here. So we're missing a comma in there.
Between fruits and nuts?
Very good. Yes, because fruit, comma, nuts, and beans. So there's three things. So we do need commas there. End mark is a period. Homophone, we already fixed that. And did we do the apostrophe? Oh, no, we did not. Do you see it, Caden? Go ahead.
Is it the could and not?
Yes, couldn't. So between the N and the T right there. That's the apostrophe. There we go. Now we got it. Jump around on the list if you need to, if that helps you during your homework. It's fine with me. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as it all gets a check mark. All right, that's it for today for grammar. All right, you guys had another fun and exciting story to write about. Food on a stick or family dinner. I have not had a chance to grade them yet. I did not have time this morning, so I have not done that. But I am going to open it up to anybody who wants to read theirs, or if you want me to read yours, I'm open to that too. Kaden, you want to read yours? I'm excited to hear yours.
Oh yeah, I was gonna read mine, but I haven't turned it in, but I have finished it.
Okay,
But
perfect.
let me get my tablet so I can read it.
Okay, sounds good. And then Tyler, I saw a hand go up. Do you want to read yours too? Yeah, okay. And Liana and
Yeah.
Christopher, not this time? No? Okay. We'll have Tyler, you have yours in front of you?
Yeah, I just need to pull it up
Okay.
so that I can read it.
You have yours ready, Kaden? Let's have Kaden go first while you're pulling yours up, Tyler, and then you can go, okay? All right, Kaden, I'm curious. I think Bob might be back. He is back. Okay. Let's see. Whenever you're ready, tell us your
He's
title.
always back.
He's always back. We love Bob. We need Bob in our lives. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Pete and Jen were driving to Grandma's house for their monthly family dinner. On the other hand, Bob, who was also driving to Grandma's house for the family dinner, he was bringing chicken nuggets instead of the turkey. Grandma was so excited for the family dinner. She even made her famous mashed potatoes. 20 minutes later, when they arrived at Grandma's house, they gave each other a hug and everyone told each other, "Nice to see you." Because they were so excited to see each other, they played a little game. Before, "Let's go," Bob shouted, so you can obviously tell Bob won. "Let's eat dinner, everybody. I'm starving," Grandma explained. Everyone was just chatting because they were desperately waiting until all the food cooled down. They all started talking about the new dog that Grandma got and what to name him. Bob thought of Joe, and Jen liked English muffin, but Pete
That's
liked
cute.
biscuit. And Grandma liked Jen's idea of English muffin,
That's cute.
surprisingly. So Grandma called her new dog, which now was named English Muffin. Grandma shouted, er, J- Grandma showed Jen, Pete, and Bob a trick that English Muffin had learned from Grandma. "Ready, English Muffin?" told Grandma, and he did a backflip. Everybody was so
Oh.
surprised. From that, everyone shouted, "Whoa, when did you, when and how did you teach him to do that?" asked Jen. "I watched a YouTube video," Grandma explained.
Of course.
"Okay, now who's ready for dinner? Because I'm starving," said Pete. Bob was nervously wondering how they would react to the chicken nuggets. Besides, everyone likes chicken nuggets. Maybe I can get this right, Bob pondered. Bob was not a good cook, so they all didn't like his cooking. "Are you ready, kids? This smells great, Bob." Bob, Grandma exclaimed. "Time for the big reveal," Pete declared. "Why are there chicken nuggets instead of the turkey?" asked Jen. "Well, I know I can't cook, so I wanted to make something tasty for the family dinner this time," Bob explained. And although, to his surprise, they all devoured it, it,
Good.
wait, they all devoured it. It was rare.
Nice. All right. All right. Show the love, everybody. Emojis, hands. There you go. That was good. I love the name English Muffin. That's really cute. And Bob saved the day, even though he only brought chicken nuggets. Everybody still liked it. Good job, Bob. We can count on you, right? He's there for us no matter what. That's funny. That was cute. Good job. Oh, we got more emojis coming. Okay, Tyler. Oh, did you tell us your title, Kaden? Did you have a title? I forgot what it was.
I don't know if I did.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember hearing one. You'll have to think of one.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, Tyler, whenever you're ready, do you have a title
Alright,
on yours?
uh, yeah, my title is called Everyone's Effort Paid Off.
Everyone's effort paid off. Okay, go for it.
According to the storybook, there was a family called the Cools. Now, the Cools always have dinner together no matter what time of year. They just tell everyone in their family, even the ones that don't live with them, and they all have dinner at one of their houses, since they all have mansions, so it's big enough to have an entire party. Everyone had prepared dinner, so they had things like corn, mashed potatoes, chicken, rice, and veggies. They
Ooh.
also had an intelligent dog who loved food. His name was Stealthy because he was always sneaking around the house looking for food to munch on. Stealthy loved to munch on food no matter what it was. Surprisingly, he would also devour the food he despised most. The Cools knew they had to be very cautious about him since he wouldn't have their meal for them. No, since he would have their meal for them. I'll go back and fix that afterwards.
Okay.
On their way to sit down and have dinner, they started catching up with each other on what everyone was doing. As they were doing that, Stealthy, who was hungry, noticed that there was food on the table. So Stealthy decided to try and make his move. He quickly jumped onto the table and pulled the table mat that everything was on. So because of all so because all the food fell on the floor, everyone was screaming,
Oh
"Oh
no.
no, what will we do?" It took hours to prepare that amazing food.
Aw.
Stealthy was enjoying his treat while everyone was trying to get the food from him. While most people were trying to get the food, some people were still sitting and catching up with each other. Upon everyone's effort to get the food from him, sadly they weren't able to recover the food from Stealthy, because as soon as he noticed an opportunity to bolt his way to the food, he did. Everyone was complaining and told each other next time they have a dinner together, they need to put Stealthy outside.
Ah.
After he finished the food, he walked over to everybody and put his paw up to shake their hand to be respectful. Everybody was still mad at him since he stole the food, but remembered it wasn't the end of the world. After the family dinner, everyone packed their things and started their way home. Then they scheduled the next dinner, and that dinner was a lot better than this catastrophe because they remembered to put Stealthy, who was always looking for food, outside. The next time, everyone's efforts of baking paid off, and they enjoyed a dinner together.
Nice. Aw, it has a happy ending. Woohoo! Here come the emojis. Ready? Here they come. That was good. Kaden, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I got my title now.
Oh, good. What's your title?
It's Bob Saves the Dinner.
Oh, yes. I love it. Perfect. So you guys both did great. I was waiting for a banned word and I did not hear a banned word. I knew that was kind of tricky. I knew you guys both worked really hard at that. I didn't hear any banned words. I heard lots of great dress ups. I heard your topic clenchers. Very good. All right. So we are moving on now. No more pictures. You can cry a little tear if you need to, but we're moving on from those made up stories. Hayden's having to dance over there. So we're going back into more like academic style writing. We're going to write a report. But the cool thing is, it's going to be about sugar, at least that, right? If you have to write a report, at least we're going to write it about sugar. So go ahead and get your binders out. You can put away your stories that you worked on this week. Go ahead and put those away. Oh, by the way, you have a tan page. Let me show you where that goes from last week. Let me share my screen here. That tan page is going to go behind stylistic techniques, this one with the preposition list. That way, if you need to go back to that to look at that when you're writing, because this is still going to be on your checklist, put it behind the stylistic techniques tab, the tan one. All right. And then the rest of your stuff for the pictures, the family dinner and everything, go ahead and put that away in your finished compositions. And then you're going to get out week 13. Week 13. Sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages for week 13. All 6 of them, get them all out. For sugar. And we're going to get out a piece of the big white paper in the back of your binder. You guys remember those? We're moving on to the big white paper. Hopefully you didn't throw that away. Let me look for mine. I hope I have some. Oh yeah, I have one right here. The big white paper. Thumbs up if you have that big white paper. Kaden?
I only have one page for sugar. It's just the checklist.
What? You're missing a lot then. It should start on page 111. That's the first
Oh,
page.
sorry, I missed it.
You got it. Okay, good. Scared me for a second there. All right. Do you guys all have the large white paper in there? In the back? You know what I'm talking about, Christopher? The very, very back pocket. You should have like a big old piece of white paper back there. In the very, very back. Okay, I see that. Thumbs up, Kaden. Tyler, do you have your paper back there? Oh, you don't have your binder. That's right. I forgot. I'm not
Yeah,
watching the
I was gonna
chat.
say I should have it, but I don't have my bike right now.
Okay, so you'll just have to. Should I record this? Oh, I am recording. I'm recording for Easton. I
I
forgot.
think you're because Easton's here, so.
Yeah, so you can watch this part later if you need to. Liana, do you have this white page in the back? Okay, good. Yay. We're gonna start with this. Let's get it set up. Did you find it, Christopher? Like the back of your binder in the pocket? Very back pocket. Do you see it back there? No? Uh-oh. Kaden?
It's behind like all of the stylistic technique stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably going to get somebody to help him out. Okay. It's this giant, it's the really big one. Because remember, we fold this a certain way. So while he's looking for it, go ahead and get your white page out. We're gonna fold it this way first. Remember, we used to call this like the taco fold, or sometimes we call it the hot dog fold. So it's like long and narrow like that. Thank you, Tyler, for doing the charades there. He's miming. Yes, Kaden.
How do you do
Still
that?
participate.
So it's like this, hold it wide, and then you're gonna just fold it in half like that. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. That's the first step. We made these last year. You'll remember. After you get that fold, hold it up so I can see it. Okay, good. Wait, hold yours up, Kaden, a little more. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead and make a crease. That's folded flat. That's right, Liana. Yeah, this big white paper should be at the very back of Christopher's binder, like in the back pocket?
So I think I reused a binder and I just purchased the sheets and I
Okay.
don't think it came with the paper. Um,
Okay.
but I'm gonna go look at to see if I think we have some big pieces of paper.
Okay. If you
See
have
if
some, yeah, if not, we could probably just use, it'll be small, but he could use just like a piece of printer paper if you can't find any big.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go look for the bigger and if not, we'll just do that one. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened because this was I think this was Chloe's. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, she
yeah,
probably used them all. Yeah.
I just purchase the papers again. It would have been nice if they had sent but I think unless you buy the whole binder, I don't think they send
It's
it.
weird. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
okay, I'm gonna go look for that though.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Stacy. All right, so if you got that fold, now you're going to fold it into thirds. Remember this? So you're going to go part way over one side, and then the other side goes on top of that. Remember how we did that like that? Fold it in thirds. Let me show you again. Hold on, let me fold it. It should make squares. Your goal is squares if you can get squares. So we have it like this, and then you fold it part way over, and then the other side folds over the top of that. So you end up with a square like this after you fold it. Got it, Liana? Good. Yes, that's right, Kaden. All right. So what we're doing now is summarizing. Oh, good. You have one. Perfect. Okay, Christopher, let me show them really quick. So fold it like this first. So it's like a taco. The long edge. Yep, like that. Cool. There you go. And then you're going to fold it part way over. You're folding it into thirds. And then this side goes on top of that. Yep. Yep, like that. Lay it down on your table so you can make that crease. Yep. And then the other side goes on top of that. There you go. Good. Yes, that's right. Hold that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your goal is to get 6 boxes. Yep, that's right, Christopher. Good. So let me share. Your goal is to have this six boxes on your page. I know you have that center crease, so you kind of have to ignore that. But with your pen or your pencil, whatever you're using right now, put an A with a box around it here in the first box on the edge, on the top edge. And then the box in the middle of the top, we're going to put a B like that. And then you guessed it, C goes over here. So now let me see if I can zoom out as best I can. I can't show the whole thing, but so you should have A, B, C at the top, and then under B in the box below, remember how we use this box and we call it fused outline. Is this ringing a bell to you guys? Okay, good. Fused outline. You guys have all had my class before, so this should be like you go, oh yeah, I remember when we did this. So today we're starting with the first paragraph. So all of our boxes are going to have a Roman numeral 1 because we're focusing only on the first paragraph. So under A, I want you to put Roman numeral 1 and then 1 through 5 here, 3, 4, 5. And 4 and 5 are going to have parentheses. We did that because you have to have 3. But if you're reading a really good article and you find more stuff you want to write down, you have space for it. You can use 4 and 5, but you don't have to. Okay. This is Roman numeral 1 and 1 through 5. 4 and 5 is optional. Do the same thing for B. It's still going to be Roman numeral 1 because we're focusing, this whole page is going to be for the first paragraph. So go ahead and put them down again. 4, 5. Same thing with 4 and 5, like that. Make sure you space it out a little bit. Don't scrunch them up. You want to space it out so you have plenty of room. Liana, are you getting it? Keep your camera on if you can so I can see you. I'm going to go 1 through 5. Again, for C, these are all Roman numeral 1. First paragraph. And then for the fused, we're going to do 1 through 6. So it's going to be Roman numeral 1 still, and space them out all the way to 6. And this time we're going to leave it. There's no optional ones. We're going to have 6 for our fused. And then that word clincher. When you get all that set up, give me a thumbs up. Good, good. Okay. Are you good too, Liana? You got it? Okay. So we have our outline all set. One more box over here under the C. This is where I like to put my possible topics. So go ahead and write that in, possible topics. So just a little refresher. In fact, that's under C, put possible topics. Let's see what time we got. I'm just going to review with you because you guys have done this before. Remember how we talk about the first thing you need to know when you're writing a research paper, or like this is a summary of multiple references, you have to know what your subject is. Our subject is the main thing we're talking about. It's sugar, like I said, it's sugar. And then your topics are, what about the sugar? What can we say about the sugar? What is it used for? What does it do? What is it? These are where we find our possible topics. Now, this is where we're going to read the articles that we have. We have 3 articles. We're going to read them, decide what the paragraphs are about, decide what our possible topics are, and then we choose one. We choose a topic, and then that is what we do our outlines with, whatever topic we choose about sugar. And then the details come here under that. And then once we have A, B, and C done, then we combine those into the fused outline, the best of them, the ones that we like the best. So that's just a little refresher. Then we use this fused outline only to write one paragraph. So those are the steps. You got to know your subject. You got to find your possible topics. You got to choose a topic. And then you look for those details that support that topic. And then write your keyword outlines, combine them into a fused outline, and then use this for your paragraph. Those are the steps, okay? So let's go next to the article. This first one is here on page 113. And go ahead and at the top of this page, let's call this A with a box. So this is going to connect to A on our big white paper. So the information we get from A is going to go under A. Okay, that way we can stay super organized in how we do this. It says most sugar often comes from sugar cane. Hold on a second. I need to fix something here. A tall grass that grows in warm places. Sugar can also be extracted from the sugar beet, a root that grows in cool places. When the sap or juice is boiled down, it turns into crystals. The crystals hold the concentrated sweetness of the plant. Sugar is sold as a powder or sometimes in cubes, lumps, blocks, tablets, and even liquid or granules. It's kind of like sand. If you look at white sugar, it's like sand. But there's also something called powdered sugar. There's brown sugar, lots of different types of sugar. So this is pretty much how sugar is made and where it comes from. Let me check something really quick. So I'm going to call this in the margin here. We're going to look for possible topics here. I'm going to write the word making. This is the making of sugar. This is where it comes from. I put making here, making, next to that top paragraph. So we're labeling these paragraphs to keep track of possible topics. While we're at it, under possible topics, let's put the word making and the letter A, because we know that that topic is in Article A. That's what we're reading right now. You guys okay? You tracking this okay? Okay. Let me know if you get confused. All right, next paragraph. People have known about sugar since ancient times. Raw sugar cane was chewed for its sweetness. Sugar came to Europe with the Moors, who left North Africa and settled in Spain. Crusaders brought sugar back to Europe from the Holy Land. For a long time, sugar was a rare spice that only rich people could buy. Then, after sugarcane was cultivated in the New World, it cost less. In the 1800s and 1900s, high fructose corn syrup, sugar from sugar beets, and alternative sweeteners were developed. There's a lot in that one. But this is kind of talking about the history of sugar, like where it came from, and like in the 1800s and 1900s. So I'm going to have put history next to that paragraph. The word history. This is the history of sugar. So make sure to write this down, okay, you guys? Tyler, you're going to have to just watch this again later to when you have all this with you. This is the history. I'm going to put that next as a possible topic, and I'm putting A because it's in Article A. So you got to list it both places on the side of the paragraph and possible topics here. I know I'm going kind of fast. I'm going to keep going so we can have time to finish this, hopefully. If I'm going too fast, though, you tell me, okay? Eating added sugar affects a person's health. Added sugar means sugar that is mixed into food in a factory during food preparation or at the table. Added sugar can be found in packaged foods like breads and pasta sauce. Even foods that seem healthy, like yogurt, energy bars, and fruit juice, often contain added sugar. Sugar-sweetened beverages like soda pop or sports drinks are the largest source of added sugar in America's diet. So this is talking about different foods. I know it's talking about drinks too, but we're just going to call this food or foods with an S because it's multiple foods that have sugar. One of the other things, and this is one of my favorite things to eat, is cold cereal. I love cold cereal. I don't know if anybody else likes it, but I like, Lucky Charms and Fruit Loops and Life cereal and Frosted Mini Wheats. I love that stuff. Really. I eat it almost every day. Well, okay, let's be honest. I eat it every day. It's not good for me. I mean, it is because I got milk with it, right? And there's some other grains in it, but it does have sugar. So I do eat that sugar. And well, I guess I got to figure out something new to eat for breakfast. So foods, let's add foods. I mean, even when I was a kid, I ate cold cereal. That's just been something I've always had for breakfast. And you guys know I have a goat that has milk now. So I milk her and put it in the fridge, and then I put it on my cereal. It's pretty good. Okay, enough about that. I always get sidetracked with stuff. Did you guys add foods on there? With an A? Okay. I'm going to keep going. Too much refined sugar can have harmful effects. In the mouth, liquid sugar meets bacteria. Together, they create acid that can cause cavities. Darn it. Why? Why do we have to have cavities? Cavities are not fun, and I've had my share. So it's probably all that cereal I'm eating. Darn it. Okay. And damage the surface of our teeth. Over time, sugar can hurt our heart, pancreas, or liver. Added sugar might also lead to unhealthy weight gain. Okay, sorry, I didn't know this was going to be depressing, but okay, here we go. Sorry about that. This is talking about our health. How sugar affects our health. It starts here, but I'm going to write it here because there's a little bit more on this page. This is page 114. I'm going to put health by the one that we just read that talks about cavities. How sugar affects our health. That's what this paragraph is talking about. So I know we're shifting around a lot on these papers. So possible topics, we're going to put health and then an A. It's in Article A. You guys good? Tracking with me okay? Okay, awesome. Yay. However, pure, unrefined sugarcane juice has been used for thousands of years to promote health. Okay, we're done with the depression. Now we're going on to something good. Tasting a bit like earthy lemonade, this sweet, refreshing drink is popular Did I miss something? No. Is popular in India and other tropical countries. What are we talking about? Oh, the sugarcane juice. Okay, the juice part of it. All right, I'm with it now. Locals drink cane juice for energy and hydration. Recent research shows that its antioxidants can strengthen the immune system and even help fight cancer. Okay, that's what we want to hear. Sugar that helps fight cancer. That's a good thing. This is really focusing on the sugarcane juice. So I'm going to call this paragraph SC for sugarcane and then juice. We know sugar as like sand, almost like the little, it's like salt. It looks like salt kind of, but it's like sand. That's the sugar that we know. But the juice that comes from the sugarcane can actually be beneficial to your health. So this is talking about the SC juice. Let's go ahead and add that here. SC juice is sugarcane juice A. And the last one, alternatives to add to sugar are numerous. You can flavor water by adding cucumber slices, peppermint leaves, or segments of lime or orange. Instead of candy, you can enjoy sweet fruits like apples, bananas, or strawberries. Cinnamon lends sweetness when sprinkled on applesauce. Honey, dates, and coconut sugars may be a healthier way to sweeten baked goods. Today, many healthier snacks are sweetened with, I think it's xylitol. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I think it's xylitol crystals or stevia. You probably heard of that one before, extract, rather than refined sugars. So this is really talking about alternatives. It's the first word in that paragraph, alternatives. It's alternatives to sugar, other ways to sweeten your food. So we'll call this alternatives. You know that word alternatives? You know what that means? Like alternate? Okay. Write that here, alternatives A. I'm looking at the time. We're not going to have time to read all these articles, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's go to the second article. And I'm going to need your help remembering where we left off because the next time we look at this is going to be after Christmas. So that's a long ways away from now. It's like, like a month from now. This is the second article. It's page 115. First thing we got to do is call this B. Go ahead and label that. All right. And I'm going to tell you that this first paragraph is about the making of sugar. And I think that's where we're going to start with our first paragraph that we're going to write about. So I just want you to label this first one making. It's how sugar is made, or the making of sugar, basically, is why we're calling it making. It's the making of sugar. This is page 115. Hopefully you're on that page. Calling this B. By the way, on this list, we're going to put a comma and put a B next to that because it's in both A and B for making, the making of sugar, how it's made. So just for the sake of time, though, I'm only going to read this first paragraph. We'll save the other paragraphs for when we come back after the break. It says juice to make sugar comes from two plants, sugarcane and sugar beets. Sugar beets are roots like turnips. By the way, here's a good idea as we're reading this. Go ahead and underline things that stand out to you that are interesting about the making of sugar. And that'll help you when you go to write your keyword outline to know what you want to put. Machines crush them, and the juice is crystallized. Sugar beets grow best in cool parts of Russia and France. Sugarcane has fat stems full of juice. It grows in tropical places like Brazil, in South America, and Thailand in Southeast Asia. People in India grow sugarcane, as do people in Africa, the US, and Oceania. Sugar might be brown or white. It might be crystals or powder, a liquid, or cubes. So a few things that stood out to me is like sugar beets. I'm going to underline sugar cane and sugar beets. Those were interesting things that where it comes from. Machines crush them. Juice is crystallized. We've got some history of it, like where it came from, cool parts of, I'm going to underline Russia and France. Tropical places. Sugar might be brown or white, crystals or powder, liquid or cubes. So that's kind of what I wanted you to do as I was reading it, is kind of just pick out some keywords that are like, oh yeah, that's cool. I want to remember that. You don't have to underline the same ones I have. Those are just the ones that stood out to me. Okay. We got to check C really quick. So go to C. This is going to be page 117. Anybody have any questions for me? Right now, you guys are okay. All right. It's because you're so smart, huh? I know. This is C. This is going to be page 117. And just to double check here, let me look at my notes. And yes, sure enough. Well, this is kind of more like the history. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Uh-oh, I think I messed up. I think I messed up. This is going to talk about the history. Put history right here. I thought it was going to talk about the making, but it's not. It's talking about the history. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, did you guys write history down for this? Yeah, I kind of messed up here. Because you know what? Our first paragraph should be about the history of sugar, not the making of sugar. So can you go back to B really quick? This is going to be page 115. Sorry, guys, I totally messed up. Man, I thought I was doing so good. This paragraph talked about the making. I'm back on B. Are you guys on page 115? You guys good? Okay. Do you have a question, Kaden?
Yeah, I was using an erasable pen, so I erased it.
Okay, you can keep making there because that is the making, but I want to focus on the second paragraph really. So next to the second paragraph, that's where I want you to write history, but that's good you're using erasable pen. You never know when you're going to need to erase it. This is talking about the history right here. In fact, maybe this will help. I want you guys to, this is B, okay, make sure you're on B, page 115. I want you to put a box around this whole paragraph. Got the box? Maybe this will help. And then go back to C. We didn't read this one yet either. On page, this is 117. This is C. Put a box around the history paragraph here. It's a big one. That whole paragraph there. Put a box around it with your pencil. This is page 117, C. Go back to Article A too. I'm going to have you box the history one on that one too. What's hard for me is I'm having to erase because I don't have that much plastic to use. But this is Article A. This is page 113. This should have an A on it here. And on this page, this second paragraph should say history. So I want you to put a box around history here, this second paragraph. So you should have a box with the word history on A, B, and C. Give me a thumbs up if you boxed those paragraphs on A, B, and C for history. I see that, Kaden. Christopher, did you do it? Okay, good. Liana, did you do it? Put a box around the history paragraphs. Okay, so on your possible topics list next to history, you should have A, B, and C. Go ahead and write those in. And then I want you to circle this. So your first paragraph is going to be about the history of sugar. And we're going to fill this in like super fast. I'm only going to show you the Roman numeral ones though, okay? So move this out of the way. Sugar, put this by Roman numeral 1, history, and then one more word that we don't know yet. You're going to fill that in later. And then B is going to be the same thing, sugar, comma, history, comma, blank. C is going to be sugar, comma, history, comma, blank. And then your fused, same thing, sugar. I know I'm going fast. Sorry, guys, comma, blank. I'm so happy you've done this before with me last year, so you should be okay with this. So because we put boxes around the history paragraphs, those are the paragraphs from A, from B, from C. You're gonna fill this in with interesting facts about the history of sugar for A, with this one, Article A, history. Read just this paragraph, find facts to put here. And then the same thing for Article B. Just look at the paragraph that you marked history, that you put a box around. I don't have mine. And then C goes here next to C. The box that you put history, the box around a history paragraph, find the facts from here to put here. And then you're going to pick your favorites from A, B, and C and put them down here in the fused, and that's where you write your paragraph. Are there any questions about that? I know I went kind of fast at the end, but are you good? Give me a thumbs up if you understand. Kaden, you have a question?
Are we gonna do this over break?
No, you're going to do it this week. And then next week we're going to just do grammar. And then we're going to break. And then we'll come back and work on the second paragraph. So we're splitting it up over the break time. Does that make sense? So just focus on this first paragraph for this week. Christopher, did you have a question? Tyler, questions? No? Liana, any questions? Okay. All right, you guys, that was it. Have a great week. I'll see you. The next time I see you, it'll be at your conference. So whenever we meet with your mom or your dad or whoever is going to be there. Bye, you guys. Have a great week. I'll see you at the conference.
Bye. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you,
Bye.
Aiden. You too. Bye, Liana.